September 8th, 2025 council meeting. Can we get a motion?
Motion to approve.
We have a first.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Astor?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Mr. Banks?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. First on the docket, we have an ordinance, it's a second reading and a public hearing. We have ordinance 2025-14, amending chapter 265 of the code entitled Vehicles and Traffic, subchapter 265-54 entitled Schedule 13, Parking Prohibited at All Times, to extend a no parking zone on the end of Parkview Drive. And before we bring up for a motion, we open up to the public. To start on this motion, on this ordinance only, second reading, any comments from the public? Starting with second row, anyone in the second row have any comments on this? Questions? Is there anyone that has any comments on this particular ordinance that's on the docket? Okay, I'm seeing none, so I'm closing the public portion. And bring it up for a motion. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve ordinance 2025-14.
We have it first. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Astor?
Abstain.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Mr. Banks?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have matters presented by the public. Members of the public are invited to submit comments during the public comment portion of this meeting. The council pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act will not publicly discuss personnel matters and we choose not to respond to comments made by members of the public during this portion of the meeting. However, the council will give all comments appropriate consideration and refer all individual complaints to the township manager or appropriate township representative for resolution. Each citizen will be allotted up to 4 minutes to speak in order to allow everyone an opportunity to express their opinions and or concerns. So how would like to open it up? Start with the first row. Seeing anyone in the first row? Have any comments? Anyone in the second? We'll start with the second row.
Sure.
State your name and address, please.
Is this on? Is it on now?
It's on now.
Okay, cool. So, Mackenzie Barnett, I live on West Monroe Street. We came last month and talked to you about Rankin Valley Little League. I'm on board. We just wanted to thank you guys. You heard us. They came out, mowed, did the weed whacking. It takes a lot off of our plate, just that little bit. So we kind of had a meeting, we were thinking about what else, like, can we work with the township on, since township does, I believe, own that property.
Yes.
The buildings are kind of falling apart a little bit. The bleachers, the wooden bleachers are out of code. They're breaking, it's really not safe for people to sit on. We were told that it needs to be the aluminum ones. We have 2 of them on the field with the lights. But I think 6 more of them are all wooden ones and just rotting. And that the aluminum ones were, is it like mapped out for supposedly concrete pads for them to screw into? That never happened, so we're just trying to follow up to see, what we can do to help better the fields, or if we can get walking paths. A lot of people walk there with their dogs. The students walk through there, going to and from school. If we could get more trash cans, even with the doggy bags that we've been seeing around town, people walk there with their dogs, leave a lot of little gifts for us. I don't know, we just trying to spitball, trying to figure out how we can all work together to get the Little League back up and running and make it nice, because it's just being trashed. We're constantly picking up trash, glass is being broken, there's just a ton of glass. Me backing up to there, my kids like to ride their bikes, it's not safe. People fly through there. I just, as a resident and a board member, trying to get the best of both worlds, kind of, and trying to help out as much as we can. We're just trying to go from there.
Understood. Thank you for sharing these concerns. If you can send us those concerns in an email,
Yes.
and we can forward it over to our rec director too as well, to make sure that he's aware. And whatever we can do, we'll try to.
Okay. So
alleviate
is
those problems.
the sweep, are they supposed to go back there and clean and sweep up? I know they're supposed to do the road, but are they supposed to do the parking lot in the back as well?
Did they do the parking lot back
I
there,
don't
Judge?
think it's stuff for the parking lot, but I think that's what Public Works Director.
Okay, is that something that they could be open to doing? Okay, cause people come and smash, I don't know why, they just smash glass back there, and there's always a ton of it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in that section, bro?
Yep. Good evening, my Township Council, Councilman, Louis Lopez, 9811 Drive. Few questions, first is, the deer incident, have you figured out anything about it? That's one of my question is, that is totally wrong, on call, the deer incident. I heard. Second is, there's a couple of events going on, network meetings, all next week. Question, Revolution 2025 109, 111, and 114. Can you clarify more?
109, 111, and 114?
Yes.
Josh, you want to take it?
109 is to, we had to place a lien on the Washington Street property as, the Public Works had to cut the lawns. 111 was for removal of debris, it's a code violation that's currently in court, but, had to be liened. And 114 is a performance bond that's going into a maintenance bond. Basically, they did everything that they needed to do. Now, after 2 years, it goes to a maintenance bond, and we hold the money on there until 2 years.
So to get the bond back on. I was wondering, are you ever going to make a resolution or to amend an agenda item for the Mount Holly Gardens property tax abatement? I don't know if you're asking about that. I was hoping you could make some kind redo that ordinance just for our family to keep the taxes at the same rate for the rest of their lives. I was hoping all you council could come to an agreement, just keep the taxes at the same rate. Even if I'm gonna pass away, I can afford it, but I just want to keep it at the same rate for all the Mount Holly residents who survived there for many, many years. And my last question is, what is the future of Kitchen 87 building?
Future of Kitchen 87?
Yeah, the building.
It's not a township property, Louis.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, it's private?
Yes.
Oh. Any update to the shoestring store? Any update of that?
I believe the bid was released. It's not the bid, right?
Not the bid, it's 45 days to,
45 days from,
receive the bids in.
yeah.
And
So
one
it's
question,
not the bid.
just one curious question about it. If someone want to come inside just to see, it have to be from a timeshare official or, I'm just curious what's inside.
You'd have to make an appointment with Sean.
Yeah, you have to make an appointment with Sean.
Oh, so it's possible, right?
It's up to Sean, yes, it's possible if he's
Oh,
available.
okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you asking me as a guest.
Cool, thank you, Louis. Anyone else in that second row? Let's go to the third row. Anyone in the third row? All right. Next row?
Joyce Scott, 416 Buttonwood. I was here last month questioning about the street sweeper. I was told that there is a schedule on the website. Alas, it's not really a schedule. It tells you March, June, September, street sweeper will be out Monday through Friday, 7 to 2:30. Wednesday it'll be doing High Street. It won't do recycle day, makes sense. Won't do trash day, makes sense. And then it goes through all the zones. There is not one mention of what day the street sweeper will be in what zone. Once again, we're still guessing. Now, of course, I realize it's now October and they won't be coming around, but it'd be really, really nice if the schedule could be amended to let me know what day they would be coming on zone 1. So I would be happy to move my car. I still have mud in my gutter from somebody's sewer issue a few months ago. And it would be very nice. And when the rain comes, it goes right down Buttonwood, all the way down the garden. So it does take some mud, but it doesn't help me with street sweeper. So I'd appreciate it if a real schedule could be put out before March. It'd be very nice.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi, Betty Jean Kessler, 418 Flagstaff Avenue, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Last month, I brought up a concern about doing a forensic audit. Question is, do you plan on doing it? Do you don't plan on doing it? And the question is, if you don't do it, then the question becomes, what are you hiding? If you do it and you come out clean and green, all is good. Next question.
The audit's on the agenda tonight.
I don't care about the audit, those can be fudged. I'm talking about an independent forensic audit by an outside expert who has no affiliation, special interest in Mount Holly whatsoever. That's what needs to be done, so we can find out what's happening with the money in this town and why we're allegedly $18 million in the hole. Question number 2, go back to the same issue. Why isn't Public Works bosses here, police department, code enforcement coming to these meetings? Were they told not to come, or were they ordered not to come? Number 3, resident permit parking. We had some new neighbors move in. We were polite, we were courteous and respectful, and said, okay, let them park one car on the street at their risk. Not a problem. Well, then it became, we're parking multiple cars on the street, as well as their friends and family members. When we tried to explain it to them, we were told it's not a thing anymore, and it's not enforced. So the question now becomes, is resident permanent parking still a thing, and will it be enforced, or what's the deal? Because if it's not enforced, and it's not a thing anymore, has every resident in Mount Holly who has resident permanent parking been notified that it's not a thing anymore and it's not gonna be enforced? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kessler. Anyone else in that row? Not, let's move on to the next row. Comments?
Good evening, Nate Roseborough, 60 Cranberry Run. Hello, my name is Nate Roseborough. I'm a volunteer with Voter Choice New Jersey, and we are a nonpartisan volunteer-led organization dedicated to the education on ranked choice voting. We wanted to talk at this council meeting because of the runoffs that have been occurring, the challenges with the runoffs in Mount Holly. The spirit of a runoff is that if no one receives 50% support, then residents can come back and vote again. But the problem is, we see a sharp decline in those residents coming back. And we see that in all elections and runoff elections around the country. In the ranked choice voting system, candidates are able to pick their favorite candidate and rank their backup choices. You can rank some of your candidates, all of them, or just one. And all a ranked choice voting system is an instant runoff election. Just like a runoff election, if no candidate receives greater than 50% support of forced choice votes, the least successful candidate will be removed from the race, and instead of those voters coming back to pick their second choice, which would be a much smaller percentage, we'll just take the second choice votes of the voters who ranked those candidates in the first place. Ranked choice voting ensures that the winning candidate wins with 50% majority, which keeps that benefit of a runoff election. We reduce election costs by only doing it in one election instead of two. And we avoid the large voter turnout dropout that we see in runoff elections. Ranked choice voting is used in 2 U.S. states, Alaska and Maine. It's used in several cities, New York City, San Francisco, Portland, and more. And the energy is growing in New Jersey. Now, there is a bill in Congress, the Assembly, the Municipal and School Board Voting Options Act, that will simply give townships the choice to use ranked choice voting. Not immediately enact it, but simply give townships the power to use it if they choose to do so. Townships in New Jersey that passed it include Jersey City, that support ranked choice voting are Hoboken, Jersey City, Red Bank, Princeton, Maplewood, South Orange, Montclair, South Brunswick, and more are coming on the way. I'm a volunteer here with Voter Choice New Jersey. I have information I would love to give to you as you consider passing a resolution, and we'll be sending follow-up emails as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else that did not get a chance to speak in the subsequent rows that would like to speak?
Good evening, my name is Jennifer Busey, I live at 9 Manor Terrace. We have just a couple more weeks before the Witches Bazaar is held on October 18th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the Millrace Village area. And I'm just here to, notify everybody who didn't know that it's already happening and also solicit some volunteers. Last meeting, you allowed me to put some sign-up sheets at the back. If you'll permit me to do the same, I will leave them back there. We have a lot of different slots still open. I've highlighted them in yellow so that people will quickly have their attention pulled to where help is needed. We certainly need a lot more volunteers and help to pull off the event, and it's gonna be exciting, and I hope a lot of people come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick Sedano, 47 Guard Street. I got 4 questions, I'm gonna try to go through them fast. Do we have any progress on the effort to convince East and West Hampton to support our truck ordinance, which is 3 years old now?
No new news, Nick.
No new news. That's great. Do we have any progress on the master plan? Last I heard, the ERI was working with Tom to get the section about historic, fixed. Any news on that?
ERI is still working on that. They have potential plan to have everything ready for the next planning board on November 17th, but that's potential, so we have to see where they are.
Okay, thank you. Trucks. I was taking video of trucks coming up Garden Street, and I don't know if any of you saw it, but I happened to be there as a bicyclist, pulled onto Garden from Buttonwood, and kind of got in front of the truck, and the truck swerved. It wasn't going that fast, and there wasn't anybody coming westbound, so it was like, it worked out. But, Garden Street's busy. And on any given day, that might have been a different scenario. So I just wanted to let you guys know, this thing could be tragic at any moment. I'm hoping that makes an impression. Last thing is, I just recently had to evict a tenant. I didn't like it, I hated it. But what happened wound up reflecting a little bit on Mount Holly, because the court would not allow me into court until I had something called a certificate of registration. So I have what's known as a license, which you would think that would convince the court, but no. They want a certificate of registration, and then they show you statute says that you shall do this. We don't do it. So I went down to our people, and they looked at me like, what are you talking about? So I was unable to get it, but Tom, thank you very much, wrote us a letter saying, hey, it's the same thing. And the court was not convinced. So I had to sue them to get into court, and they, I said, look, we tried, we filled out the application, and the judge looked at it, he goes, oh, okay, this is good enough. So that was that, we got into court. We got into court, yeah. Judge, who's the guy that decided the runoff thing? Harrington. So, I don't know. So, long story short is, if you guys could just amend the language on your license to say, license and certificate of registration as landlord, then I think that would comply with the statute. And, because when I was there was another person showing up with the same rejection from the court. So, under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sedano.
Yep.
Maureen Taylor Ford, 117 Branch Street, happy Monday. Just a couple of things. First, I wanted to ask, since there's a dead deer on Rancocas Road, I think it's Rancocas Road. I had a dead deer die in my yard a couple of years ago. A deer died in my yard. I physically watched it die, perish away slowly. The township did not help me. They kept directing me to whoever the animal control people is, who directed me to wildlife. So this seems to be like a loop, a very large loop. So if we're gonna have an animal control officer in our town, are you listening to me, Mr. Mayor?
I hear you.
Okay, because you're not giving me no kind of respect.
What do you mean?
You're not looking at me.
Can you just finish, please?
Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to write down notes
Okay,
to
very
understand,
well.
okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
So, are we gonna keep going through this loop, and now there's another deer, and this happens all the time. I live on a county road, so I'll deal with the county to try to get a sign that says deer crossing, but what's the loop? There's always a loop in Mount Holly when it comes to animal control. Anybody calls, oh, we got an animal control, where they're at Medford, you can never catch them. So, I'm curious about that. The other thing is, I wanna thank every one of you for responding to my email. I sent an email to everybody outside of our attorney friend right here. So, what I wanna ask you, because 2 people did respond and explain to me that just like I learned at the New Jersey League of Municipalities from the lawyers there, that not only do you guys don't have to answer no questions to the public, you sit there, Mr. Mayor, Mr. DeFalco, and you tell me to email you. You tell everybody, email me. It's been 3 weeks. Everybody has a life, everybody got stuff going on. You chose to be elected, right? So you chose to be elected, you chose to be elected. You told me to email you, you told me to email you.
What are you referring to?
I'm referring to the email I sent you.
What email are you referring to? I'm curious, I just wanna.
I sent an email in regard to.
I get a lot of emails, so.
Okay, well, that's nothing for me.
So can you just give me the synopsis of your email, please?
So you didn't even read the email?
Because I didn't receive it. So.
You didn't receive it.
Now, I
So
gotta-
2 people out of 7 people up here I emailed received it, everybody was on the same line. I wanna make sure, because I'll resend
Okay,
it right
and I
now.
wanna make sure that I received it, so.
Okay.
Which email are you referring to?
I'm referring to the email that I had talked about the last meeting. I asked about what's going on with Veterans Day. Veterans Day is next month. I asked what's going on. You have no one in that spot who was even
Which spot-
willing
which
to do
spot are you
anything.
referring to?
Whatever spot Jim Logue was in.
Okay, so
Okay.
what are you asking for us to do? No, I'm asking you.
I'm asking for you to
Because I didn't
put a
read it, I didn't
resolution,
receive it,
I'm
so
asking
I'm
for a
asking you a
resolution,
question.
I'm
What do you
asking
want
for a
us to do?
resolution to get a veterans committee. I'm asking for a resolution to get a human service committee, okay? Every
Is it
time.
human services or veterans? Which one?
Both, because if you have the veterans, you have to have someone to govern it, okay? I sit here and listen to you praise, no disrespect, Sherry, but I listen to you praise Sherry all the time about what she does good. And I go to the township building and people are complaining when they're coming out the building. So whatever Sherry's doing good for y'all, good for you, but a lot of people do not feel that way in this town when it comes to Sherry getting back to them. So if you have a human service committee, as Dr. Johnson has said, that could govern all the other committees within the town, is what I'm saying. Okay, it's not something that has to be, but since we initiated it, I paid into it, I paid to put my picture up on the high street. A lot of towns already, you don't have to pay for that, but me and my husband paid. There's a lot of veterans here who said they're not paying nothing to put their picture up there. But we paid because we invested in this town. Okay, it's been 1 year and still nothing. And then I get you to tell me you need to receive my email.
I
You
did.
get a million, but you get $1 million a day. My name is biggest letter on there, and I put on there veterans. I put
That's
Maureen
fine.
Taylor
I'll go
Ford.
back and check, it could have
Okay,
been
did you get
mistaken.
the email, Rich? Did you get the email, Mr. Brown?
I've been looking, I don't see it.
Okay. Josh Brown, did you get your email? Sherry, did you get an email? So out of 7 emails on the same line,
Do you have a date
only
when you
2
sent that
people.
email?
Yes, I have it right here.
Thank
You
you.
wanna see it?
No, I don't, just give me the date.
Okay.
Thank you. What's,
What?
what's the date of the email?
The date of the email,
9/17.
9/17. And one more thing I'm gonna say, okay? I was not gonna say this before, cause I told Rich this before. And I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it, Mr. Mayor. You know, because you're the mayor of this town, you're supposed to bring this town together, okay? Before my daughter left for college, my youngest child out of 4 children that I have, she saw you and Mr. DeFalco walking. We know Rich, okay? My daughter knows him, my 2 youngest children went to school with his.
So what is your point?
My point is, when she
It's your-
saw you walking with him, she did a beeline. And she came home and said, Mommy, I didn't know what I should do. I wanted to say hi to Mr. DeFalco, but the mayor was there. So what I'm saying to you,
But that makes
Mr. No,
sense.
it does make sense. You know
Your
why
time-
it makes
listen,
sense?
listen,
Because
listen,
a
you're not- listen,
17-year-old is afraid
listen.
to approach
Your
the
time is
mayor.
up.
A
Your
17-year-old is
time
afraid
is
to
up.
approach the mayor.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Your time is
Because you're
up.
not
Take your
listening.
seat.
You're not listening.
Take
You're
your
not
seat.
listening, and you never listen.
Because what are you saying?
What?
It doesn't make sense.
I am
What are you
saying
saying?
you are not bringing this community together is what I'm saying. No 17-year-old should be afraid to approach the mayor and say
Why would she
hello,
be
Mr.
afraid?
Mayor.
I just wanna know, why would she be afraid?
Why? Because I guess the kids over in Cocos Valley are all talking about all the stuff that goes on at these meetings. You think they don't watch the internet?
Ms. Taylor Ford, your time is up, please.
Your time is up. I don't understand it. It has nothing to do with me. If
Your
she
time
wants to
is gonna
speak
be
to
up
me, she
soon.
can speak
Your
to
time
me.
is gonna be up soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Have
a
a great
seat.
night. And, I've been looking for my response to my email.
If I have it, I'll respond to it, just for you.
I'll be sure
Thank
to send you 3 more times.
Jesus, go ahead. I know.
Yeah, Jesus. Call on the name of Jesus. He needs
Yeah,
to be in
sometimes
his
some people
blessing.
need it.
Okay, guys. Okay, Jeff Meyer, 203 Broad Street. It's amazing because we're having a fire commission election coming up, and so I'm canvassing houses. It's amazing how many things you come across with residents who are upset about this or that or the other. One of the questions that's coming back to me, because a lot of them I reached out to them during the last election, was what's gonna happen with historic preservation. It's been quite some time. Maybe we need a deadline as to when this, I mean, Morristown has a resolution or ordinances. Richard Grove has them, all these towns have them. I don't know why we just can't copy what they have. What makes ours so special or so that it can't be done. So maybe we need to look into that, maybe in the next month, get that one resolved. It seems like your code enforcement's starting to happen. I see that some people got ticketed or fined. I assume that's with code enforcement. That's a great thing that's going on in this community because we need it. I don't know about cashless bail, but I don't know if it's a state thing or a Mount Holly thing, you know, or
It's a state.
so my question is I'm having residents that are having serious problems in their neighborhoods with not necessarily drugs and prostitution and other issues. But they don't think our police department is doing anything. They don't think they're doing anything because we arrest them and I guess they get a ticket. Because I talked to one of the officers and I mentioned the property and he says, yeah, he says, matter of fact, I just chased somebody down, tackled them, arrested them, rolled them over, arrested them. That was the 8th time I picked him up this year for the same stuff. And he says, he's like laughing at me because he's gonna, unless it's Friday and he has to spend the weekend in jail, the judge is just gonna release him and send him back in our neighborhood. So they own the neighborhood and they're telling us what they're gonna do because do they ever end up in court where they actually have to pay a ticket or something? Some sort of deterrent to keep them from, because how frustrating is it as an officer? So I started checking the other towns, East Hampton, evidently this is a state thing or whatever. And I don't know, you can change the judges, they're seeing them, and maybe they can take some money then. You know, there's gotta be something we've gotta do as a town, because this is stuff I'm running into. I'm not even, you know, I'm campaigning, I'm not even asking about this, but people wanna talk to me about it. So that was another thing that a lot of residents are really concerned about it. So hopefully, I don't know if we can do anything to make it better. But how would you like to be an officer and you're arresting people in their home before you?
We understand the problem, Sue, but that's on a state level.
Okay, well, I guess then nothing we can do at this time.
Let's change the things in the laws, to change it to state.
So we need to get rid of cash. That seems like the common denominator with everything.
Didn't in Miami
That's what we
either.
gotta do. So anyway,
4 years of drug dealing, didn't have that.
on that, I don't know what we're, you know, with code enforcement, I guess I can check into it and see what's, you know, where we're seeing on some of the other
The
things.
cops wouldn't even arrest him because he was.
At least I see progress, so that's good. If we can't do anything about this cashless bail thing, it's a shame, because everybody's suffering, all the people. And we work for the police, okay?
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Ms. Kensler, do you need a bottle of water or something?
Who, me?
Yeah. a bottle of water.
No, I got some here.
Okay.
It's just the asthma. When the dust kicks up in here. Sorry.
No, it's okay, I just wanna make sure.
Thank you.
Hi, Amber Kopervox, 100 Madison Avenue. I just have two quick things. The first is, who would be our direct contact if we want to get like an event or something up, like a town event, like on the website? Who is it best for us to reach out to?
What type of event?
Well, like I know, like I've been helping out with the Witches Bazaar, and I think it was corrected later today, but there was like the previous time and like stuff like that, and there was just like a lot of back and forth, so like just something like that.
An event, will that come to you, Sharon? That will come to Sharon.
Okay, all right, thanks. And two, I just wanted to come up and speak in support of ranked choice voting. I know that New Jersey doesn't allow it yet, but I would love to see council consider a resolution to pass it so that it is, you know, then going into effect if and when New Jersey does allow it, because I know, as the gentleman said, there's a lot of growing support. It makes things more efficient. It makes people feel like their voices can really be heard. And since I love that we recently went to nonpartisan, then the result of nonpartisan, right, is generally more candidates. And I would hate to see that we're nonpartisan, but people still having that, you know, choice that they have to make where they say, do I want to vote my conscience or do I want to vote what I think will strategically win? And ranked choice voting takes away that pressure that you can say, I'm going to vote, you know, for who my first choice is, even if I don't think that they'll win, and then because I have the backup.
That's a standard version right there.
Of,
Ranked choice voting resolution.
oh, okay,
Yeah, that's
so,
I think just, no back and forth. Thank you, go ahead.
Thank you, John.
okay, so, this is, it looks like a boilerplate, resolution to allow ranked choice voting options for municipal and school board elections. So I would love to hear council kind of discuss it, introduce a resolution, and hopefully pass it, because I think we would all like to see more democracy, and as we see things become more divisive and polarized, I think widening the field in all levels of office is really necessary. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Sharon.
Anyone else? In our last few rows? Please come up.
Good evening, yes, supposed to be a handicap sign was approved. My name is Edwin Johnson, 32 Western Street. There's supposed to be a handicap sign which was approved quite a few months ago. That's still ain't been put up, and,
Do you have the address for there? Address?
33 Western Road Street.
33 West Point.
And 51 is putting an electronic gate up now. I have some concerns about that with, kids on that street, and, we just had an accident, 2 days ago, car sped around down Monroe Street, went around Bisbee Street, and hit a friend's car, and the other thing is we still got that junkyard next door to us, 46, Bisbee Street. Still hasn't been cleaned up, double fenced on my fence, which I'm gonna be ripping it down and putting a brand new fence up there. And coming off Charles Street, going across Business Street to that alley, going back to where they have liquor and all that stuff, there needs to be a stop sign put there, because when you come out, to the right, you can't see no cars, if there's cars parked there, you can't see no cars. To the left, a little bit, but not much either. And, I've talked to a few of my neighbors, and they said they almost got hit, going up and say, they just come right on out there. Even a few times, I had to stop real fast before they do it. But, I just got some more concerns about this, two people came out to look at this driveway, and, I offered Mr. Brown to come out, and he came up with something, he couldn't come out, and, Mr. Banks, you asked me a question when I first started coming here, what do you want me to do? Come out and look at it, man. I mean, it's common sense that, it's not back in the old days that's been there. If you look at it, you can tell it's homemade, it's been stamped down, and, but I talked to these code enforcers and all, and it looks like a new driveway to me, and, you dropped asphalt, come out, I mean, like, get involved or something, it's like, these two young ladies, they came out and they helped me out, and they couldn't believe it. And I don't.
Couldn't believe what?
Couldn't believe what they were saying, I mean, it's a safety, it's a safety issue here, and I just seem like these don't care, I don't mean all of you either. I just seem like these don't care, like you fixed that going around Bisbee, that's awesome, because I was so afraid that was just gonna collapse and cars were gonna go down there, but that's a great job there, but please come out and check it out, that's all I'm asking from you. I've been here 96, I shouldn't have to go through what I'm going through, I shouldn't have to keep coming up here and complain and, like all that stuff, like I'm afraid to even say, I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid to even talk to some of this, I really am, because, it's just the way it is, like you said, what do you want me to do? It's like, what, I want you to come and look at it, all this, and please, take a look at it, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Don't hold your breath.
Hi, David Yoga, 166 Ranconcos Road. As I said before, when I first started coming here, people, this is your power. Take pictures, take photos, take things that aren't working, things that you feel that
Mr. Villaba,
aren't.
address us.
This way.
I can look both ways, sir.
Yeah, just address it, okay.
I can look both ways. So take your pictures, take your pictures, and take your time. I just say this was a Q&A. When we started, it wasn't a Q&A. You're taking up my time, please. I appreciate it if you, I'm not asking you questions here, so don't answer them. There's a deer on Ranconcos Road across the street from 178 that's dead. It's been laying in the street for 4 days. Someone cut off the antelopes.
Antlers.
The antlers, thank you.
You're welcome.
It affected me. It affects little kids. It's smelling loud. I really feel pain for it. And you guys, I don't know, you don't walk, you don't look around, you don't drive around. I don't see you in any of the meetings or any of the outgoing events or anything like that. That's a shame. And you're calling yourself boards. Some of you go, some of you don't. So I think you should actually walk around and see what's going on. These are things that are very concerning. Also concerning is the taxes that are going up. That's something. The other thing I have a question on is why we have so many lawyers. Why do we have so many lawyers? That's ridiculous. Paying so many lawyers to do what? Sit around and try to figure out a way to manipulate the system so you can have nepotism? Oh, no, that shouldn't happen. Also, are we ready for, there's a flood in the town? Are we draining the creek? Are we looking at the banks to make sure that everything is prepared? The floodgates? We need to look at that. And again, when I moved here, I came here looking at, thinking we had a theater, thinking we had witches ball and all that, and we have none of that. Did you cancel that yourselves? I don't know. I hear you did. That's come across me. Did you cancel the theater? I hear that. I don't know. That's a possibility. I mean, a lot of people's concerns that are here and they ask questions, you don't address it. So I'm gonna put it on a website and I'm gonna publish it. I'm a photojournalist. I come out of California, Chicago, different places. So I put it out there. If they wanna see it, they can see it. Eventually, I'll bring it down here. Now, the other thing that I think is you should have term limits. Some of you feel like you're entitled. There's no entitlement to be up there. There should be term limits. You should feel that you got your time, and that's it. Out you go. You didn't serve well, that's it. And the other thing is a lot of you sit on the same board. Why do you sit on different boards? You sit on different boards, it's the same people. It should be one board, do your job right, and that's it. Move on. And everyone's here, we need to make a list of complaints and put them out there. Now, what about the bank building? The bank building is gonna cost money. You didn't do your due diligence. Now it's gonna cost money to get rid of the asbestos. How much is that gonna cost? A couple of $100,000? A couple of million? What's gonna happen there? The one across the street from Burlington County. I see a lot of nepotism go on. People here, people around, people, directors on fire getting hired when no one wants them. No one, except for you guys. I don't know what deal you guys have or what's going on, but that's a shame. You guys have been there too long. Sir, with all due respect, time to step down. Let someone else, let the young come in. Let someone else come in, a fresh voice. Please, let someone else take some time in there. Again, traffic in this town, as it was said before, it's alarming. Trucks go down, cars go speeding, the deer got hit, Ryan Compost Road. Go take a look at it to see how it smells. Kids have to walk by it. They have to see a dead deer. And what happened to the Historical Society? It's been 7 months, and you haven't addressed our Historical Society? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm seeing any other comments? All right, I'm seeing none. I'm closing the public portion down. Thank you for your comments and concerns. So we're gonna move on to our consent agenda.
Before we go into consent agenda, I'd like to do a motion to add a resolution, which would be 2025-118, which would be a resolution providing for the insertion of any special item revenue into the budget of any county municipality pursuant to NJSA 48-487. This is for the Mount Holly UEZ awards that we received, waiting for. That's for the police patrol project, the UEZ Economic Development Loan Program, and the Mount Holly UEZ Community Events and Downtown Music Program that we've been waiting for like 3 months to come back to the state.
So you walking on? We need a motion to walk.
To add it on.
Yes, can we get a first to add this motion to 2025? We got a first, we need a
I'll
second.
second.
We have a second, and can we vote on that, roll call, please?
We're gonna do that. Oh,
To add it.
This is just to add it.
Ms. Asher? Mr. Brown? Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Mr. Banks?
Yes.
Thank you.
I move to add another item to the agenda. I move to add a veterans committee to the list of boards and committees that residents.
Microphone.
Oh, sorry. I move to add a resolution to the agenda to have a veterans committee, where we can just have a spot on the list of boards and committees that residents can apply for, and then in January, we can appoint them. So yeah, I move to add
Point
veterans.
of order, do
committee.
you have any details in regards to that?
Yeah, we'll work out later, just like we did with the historical commission.
I just wanted to mention that, because that doesn't seem to me like a particularly dangerous spot, and I'm not sure why we're prioritizing that, but, more to come. Question for Josh, do we have residential parking in some areas of town?
Yes,
Where people have like plaques or whatever? Okay, and then how do we enforce those? If a police enforce for us, so if somebody's parked in a spot they shouldn't be in, and then there's certain areas of town that have that. Yeah, of course. Okay, I didn't know. Wanted to thank Nate, I'm sorry I did not get your last name, but thank you for coming out and giving that great explanation of ranked choice voting. It can be super confusing the first few times you go through it, and I appreciate you coming and sharing with residents how that works. I appreciate you coming out and sharing with us here at Mount Holly. I wanted to just say I abstained from voting on the audit, just that last thing that we voted on, just because I have not seen it. I know a lot of times this stuff is coming in hot, but I walked into it today and I don't really feel comfortable voting on something I haven't even been able to open yet, not placing any blame on anybody. I just wanted to explain that I do understand that the budget and the way that our finances work as a township is incredibly important, but I don't feel comfortable stamping something that I haven't looked at yet. Thank you to Main Street, Mount Holly, for the Paul Reed. I was out of town, so I didn't get to see it, but I saw some absolutely adorable photos. I'm sad that I missed it, but I appreciate Main Street and all of the volunteers that worked on that. I also wanted to call out Main Street, I think in partnership with the township. If you've seen some of the doggy trash bag stations around town, they're absolutely adorable, and I am super excited about our unofficial town mascot, Scrappy, the turkey buzzard, which is absolutely adorable, and shout out to it was Susan Crawford designed that, and she's an amazing artist, and we are so lucky to have her lend her artistic abilities for that. And we also need those doggy bags, as mentioned. Maybe the fields could be one of the spots on the next round of those doggy bag dispensers that are going around town. I wanted to say, I'll ask a question again of Josh. If somebody finds a deer hit or some sort of animal like that hit, like outside of like their homes on their own streets, or they drive past one, what is the first call that they're supposed to make?
You can call the township with a non-emergency number. So
Yep, and then you can get it out to our animal control partner? Okay, so call the township, or call the non-emergency police number, and then they'll know to come out and take care of that. Also, just wanted to reiterate that we have the Witches Bazaar coming up on the 18th. It's gonna be, I think, a cool and exciting new, sort of reimagined, beloved event, the Witches Ball, that was very popular in town. We haven't had in a while, so I'm excited to see the way that that comes together, and it would also encourage everybody to come volunteer. I will be there, volunteering, as well as I think a few of us here on council, so excited to see how that looks. And then again, just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. I know it's not easy to stand up and speak about difficult things. I appreciate your passion, and I know it can get a little heated, but in my opinion, that's what happens when people walk out and really care about what's happening in our community, and respect everybody for coming out and letting us hear what's going on about town. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Burgess. Ms. Aston.
Nate Roseborough, Councilwoman Tara Astor, thank you so much for coming out. I'm a huge fan of ranked choice voting, and with all of the conversations about the runoff election question that's going to be on the ballot, ranked choice voting has come up in the conversation in the community. So I'm hoping we can have a resolution next month that we can vote on. And there are various different ways. There's binding, there's non-binding. Nothing can happen until the state passes it, but I think letting the state know that there are communities that support it and want it, and also reaching out to our state legislators, we could just make things happening. So thank you so much for taking time to coming out on a Monday night to speak to everyone, and I'd love to talk to you after the meeting, because I think it takes education and understanding of what ranked choice voting is, and it is faster, easier, cheaper than runoff elections. It's like even better. So something that has been on my mind a lot lately, and a lot of people have talked to me about. Maureen Ford, apologies, I didn't know we needed an ordinance for a Veterans Committee, but I'm definitely going to get that ball rolling and see what we can do. I definitely think that having a Veterans Committee in town, even if it's just a bunch of veterans getting together to figure out ways to fundraise, to have the banners in town, for all of the veterans. That alone would be amazing. And if you're an official committee, you get access to grants and public funds, so it would be a great thing to do. So I'm on it. As far as street sweeping, yes, I noticed, I looked at the website, and I used to live in LA where there are very strict schedules, and like Wednesday between 8 AM and 10 AM, if you did not move your car, you got a $75 ticket. And I understand that like different zones are listed on the website, but I trying to wrap my head around how could everyone in like zone 1 all move their cars on the same day? Where would they put them? So I think maybe we need to put a bit more thought and have conversation of how that looks like. Would it be just one side of the street or certain sections? Because I think the more that we can cooperate to when people know I need to move my car this day, then we know the street sweepers can do their job. So I think it takes further conversation. And then as far as the traffic in town, everyone saw the recent car crash into a house again on Mount Holly Avenue. I'm gonna make it a commitment to, I know we've had some email conversations, and Township Manager Josh Brown wrote an awesome email communicating to us what has been done, what's been having conversation. It is the #1 issue that we hear from residents, and I would do anything to get the county commissioners to allow us to have a 4-way stop at Garden and Mount Holly Avenue. It needs to happen. And then as far as the speed bumps on Clover/Jacksonville by Falwell, that could also potentially involve the county being near a school. I think that would be warranted. I was just walking, I'm gonna apologize, David, I don't walk down Rancocas Road very often, so I didn't see the dead deer, but I walk a lot, and I often walk down Jacksonville past the high school in Falwell, and I was walking down to turn onto Union, and I saw 4 little kids run across the street, and cars were flying, and I just, we've got to do everything we can to be so possible. So I'm gonna make it my commitment to try to get really friendly with our county commissioners and see what can be done, and work with Josh and everyone else, because I know it's what everyone wants. And then my other question is for the audits that we've got today, is there a way that we could get that information uploaded or something so that members of the public could see it? I think there would be some that would. Okay, awesome. And then I was going to ask what the status of our historic committee is. I don't need to answer right now, it's just on my mind. Thank you, Amber, for speaking up for ranked choice voting. It's going to be another big passion of mine in the next year. And I think that was everything. And yeah, I will also be volunteering at the Witches Ball. I moved out of town and missed the last few. And I was hearing all about the Witches Ball, living in Philadelphia, hearing college kids in Philly talking about going to Mount Holly for the Witches Ball. And I couldn't believe how popular it had become. And so the people wanted it, some people got together. And so, you know, if you have a little bit of time to volunteer, because things don't just magically happen. If you want great things to happen in your town, you need to volunteer. And if you can't volunteer, show up and spend money and support the food trucks and the vendors and have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Brown? No. Deputy Mayor?
Thanks, Chris. For the Monroe Park issue that was brought up, I would just recommend, I don't have the date offhand, is perhaps you have some time if available to come to the next recreation meeting. I can make it my time to come as well, and kind of advocate on behalf as well.
This month or next month?
I don't know what the next one is, I'm not sure if Josh knows. First Monday of every month, so next one will be November. But, yeah, we can start I can start the conversation before that, but it would, I think it'd be very good if you showed up and discuss with them.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Truck stuff. It's a work in progress. We need to get East Hampton and West Hampton on board. I know I spoke at the last meeting. Nick brought it up during this meeting. There seems to be a consensus between both of those towns that because they ride on Wood Lane Road, which are already approved truck traffic roads, that there's no need for them to give an approval or disapproval via resolution to support us in our efforts to stop the big trucks coming down our roads, be it Garden, Branch Street, High Street, etc. And we should be asking the county to just put signs in over there and say, no trucks pass here, make a left in Wood Lane, or those already approved roads. As of right now, the county still requires all 5 attending district towns to give approvals via resolution in support in order for them to go to the next step. So, again, like last meeting, I know I said maybe not yet, but maybe it's time that the public here goes to the corresponding township meetings in West Hampton or East Hampton and advocates on our behalf to support Mount Holly in their efforts to reduce truck traffic on those roads. So, I think it's that time now. And outside of that, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you for coming out. Have a great night.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you. All right, last but not least, just to make a quick note in regards to smoking on the premises, just make sure if you guys are smokers, there's no smoking on the premises, in this vicinity around this building. Just let your people know if they do smoke, because there's smoking signs outside and things like that. It does kind of impact people walking into the building. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Mr. Johnson, I'll take a look at your property, okay, when I get a chance. And thank you for all your comments. And I think the next event is, that we have coming up is Witches Bazaar and what else?
And what else?
What else?
That's it for.
Witches Bazaar?
That's it for right now.
We're just going on to the next meeting.
And Veterans Day ceremony. Yeah. So we have those events coming up. I'd like to see you guys out there. Every event that we have, we try to bring things to this town for everybody. We try to make it available for everybody. We have different types of events. We try to. We do need more volunteers, of course, because it falls on a lot of the same people. But like I said, we appreciate your comments and questions.